Welcome back to another episode of the Outlast Podcast. I'm Travis.
I'm Ron the Roofer.
And today we got a few things we're going to talk about.
It's been a minute, man.
We've been busy.
Don't try to skip over the fact that we ain't been doing no podcast lately, man. What's up? How you been?
Man, I've been thinking about Thanksgiving.
Oh, man. Ooh.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving meal?
My favorite Thanksgiving meal, man, you know.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving item?
Oh, I don't. Okay, eat. Well,
yams.
The whole thing is the meal. Nah, candy yams for sure, man. Mac and cheese. I think candy yams and mac and cheese is probably a tie for me. But, you know, gotta have a good turkey, of course, good ham.
You know, I think people sleep on the stuffing. As long as you got gravy on it, you don't like stuffing.
I love stuffing, man.
Do you?
Cranberry sauce stuffing, what? Yeah, I love it. I love it all. You can make me some green bean casserole, and I'm cool. Like I'm.
Were you white in a past life?
Nah, man. I just love food, man. I just love food. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big boy. I love food, man. So.
Every year I'll eat that turkey and I'll just pass out in the middle of the Lions game.
Oh my God,
Who did they play this year?
Chicago. They played the Bears this year, and I feel good this year because so many years I feel like we were forced to watch the Lions on Thanksgiving. Now it's kind of it's exciting. The best team in the NFL. So
I don't think they all know that you love Detroit.
Oh yeah, I mean for the people that do know me, you know I've been a Detroit Lions fan my whole life. It's been a lot of bad years for us, but we finally got something to root for and cheer for. So it's been exciting, and the Vikings is my second favorite team. So the only time I'm not rooting for the Vikings is when they're playing the Lions. So yeah, it's been a pretty good year overall.
Good year for the NFC North in general.
Yeah, for sure.
This isn't a fantasy football podcast.
Nah, man, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this thing.
So we're wrapping up the year. Yeah. Everything's kind of coming to a close. I mean, we have a ton of office work still to do, so we're in here every single day. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing that we kind of came to the conclusion of what we wanted to talk about today was, something that a lot of roofers don't do is get up on the actual roof itself.
Get up on that thing, man. Like James Brown say, man, you got to get up on that thing, and you gotta
you gotta dance till you feel better.
Yeah, you gotta dance till you feel better. But no, all jokes aside, man, I think the job that you're talking about was the big Cable, Wisconsin job, the big Cedar Shake job. I think this is my first Cedar Shake job. I think it's probably your first Cedar Shake job.
I've never been a part of one until now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that was pretty cool within itself.
Yep.
But even the backstory of how we landed that job was we were at the home show last year, and we had a gentleman that approached our booth and said, hey, he was interested in getting the roof done, and he's seen those presidentials that certainty presidentials, and he saw the kind of the pattern of those, and he was like, hey, do you guys do Cedar Shake? I'm like, absolutely, we do.
Yeah.
We do them. Unbeknownst to him, we haven't done them in a while.
Our crews have done them.
Yeah, they do them. They do them all.
This ain't their first rodeo.
That's definitely when their first rodeo. I was super impressed. But, long story short, he said, hey, man, would you guys mind coming out and giving us a bid for Cedar Shake? Absolutely. So we set it up, and we went out there and did we always do a roof inspection. We always like to do a roof inspection. So,
you guys gotta excuse us. We got a little kid over here.
Yeah, we got Rye on the man. That's, you know what, man? We got to get Rye a pass because he's a future boss, man. He's a future boss.
Ryder. Yeah. Come here.
We ain't gonna edit this neither. This is staying.
Come here.
This is staying. But yeah, the kids get worked up on it.
Ryder, come say hi to the people. They don't want to see
come say hi, man. Come say hi to the YouTube world, man.
Say what's up, everybody.
He a little shy. He's not really shy, but he's
a man.
Shy.
Hey, when he does speak, you listen.
You listen. Oh, for sure. Yeah. His words have some meaning for sure, man. But but
pizza. I want pizza.
No, but all jokes aside, man. So we went out there. We did it. We like to inspect every roof for storm and damage when we do it. When we either it's retail or storm. We always give them that initial inspection. So
how often have you driven past, like we're in a storm, you've driven past and you just see the salesman just in the yard, never up on the roof?
Oh, man, you see it more often than, that's not how we roll, but you see it a lot more often now where you got, guys that's selling roofs that's just, that's not up on the roof, that's not hands-on, that's not, looking for that damage, they're just kind of looking from the ground, and I feel like, it's unfortunate for the customer because there's a possibility of insurance claim, when you go up there and inspect it and look for damage. So, the Cable, Wisconsin job, there were 3 other well-known contractors that went out there for an estimate before we did. So there was 3 other contractors that just missed that damage altogether. So, and this customer, um, it's a small. I say the 1%. This customer's in that 1% of customers that we service. I mean, money was not an option. He didn't care about the money. He didn't care. I could have came in with a retail bid of 200,000. He didn't care. He just wanted this property restored to its original form.
Yep.
So it wasn't about the money with this guy. But anytime you can save anybody some money, they're happy. So we were able to save him a ton of money by just doing our job.
Yeah.
By
You saved
doing
him,
an
you saved
inspection.
him over $100,000.
Yeah, it was $148,000 that we ended up
That's-
saving him, which is, I mean, I don't know about you, man, but $148,000, that's a lot of money, man.
Yep.
So
I mean, would you ever, before you were in the roofing game, which it's probably a better question for me because
Yeah.
since you were a kid.
Yeah.
But would you ever buy a roof from somebody that didn't actually go on your roof?
You know what? Now being, looking at it hindsight, no, I would never. I wouldn't hire a contractor that didn't go up on my roof. And it is, I will say case by case. If it's a 12-12 pitch, if it's 3 stories, I'm not expecting that guy to go up there and potentially
Right.
risk getting hurt. But if this roof was a 412 pitch, it was 1 story. It was a simple roof to go up on and just kind of do a storm inspection. He could have done it, safely
Yeah.
from any vantage point of the roof. It wasn't any type of complexity of that roof.
It's one of the biggest investments you're gonna make. So like they should be up. Like okay, think about if you got married. Think about your wife, or if you are the woman listening. Think about the wedding cake.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you want to hire somebody that has never made a wedding cake, or do you want that wedding cake to be everything you want it to be?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the roof, you want to hire somebody that's done it before. They go up there and it shows that they know and they care enough to take the time to say, hey, by the way, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, like what I see over here is, you can't see from the ground, but you have this flashing system over here that goes upside your dormer that, it wasn't flashed properly before. Like
Yeah.
it's those touch points that you can tell them about and say, hey, and we'll make sure that we bring that up with the adjuster.
Yeah.
I mean, you've always got. I don't think I've ever seen you like at least during a storm. I've never seen you not get on the roof.
Yeah, like I said, the only time you probably won't see me if it's like a 12-12 3-story, I won't get up there. I'll let the technology and drone and Eagles View kind of do its thing. Hell Recon, so I would utilize those
Even
things.
if you can just get up to the rake end and at least take
Oh,
a peek
yeah,
at
yeah.
the integrity of what's going on those ends.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta do your due diligence and
John Dillinger?
Don.
You gotta do your John diligence.
You gotta check every box, when it comes to that. But like I said, I could have easily went out there and gave this guy a retail bid for, whatever, Cedar Shake would have cost for that, right?
Yeah.
And he would have gladly paid it, and we could have moved on to the next job. But the fact that we actually did an inspection, got the insurance involved, got the insurance to cover the roof, and saved this guy a ton of money. I mean, he's gonna go telling all his friends on the lake he live on and everybody that he knows if they need a roof to call Outlast Construction. And we kind of train our guys, our other guys that we're bringing on. We train them to do that inspection hands on. It's important, man. It's important. I wouldn't want anybody on my job, that's not doing a hands-on inspection. I know you wouldn't want anybody on your property that's not doing a hands-on inspection. So
I just think of it like, I mean, I've purchased things in the past and they sell a dream and then it doesn't end up being what they say.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I had a crawl space insulated.
Yeah.
At my old house before I sent it, and it didn't.
Oh my god!
It didn't meet the standards of the city, right? So I had got this crawl space insulated, and they told me how much more efficient my house was going to be.
Yeah.
And it was going to make sure, it's going to take care of any mold and mildew, which that part rung true. But the problem was that I spent $14,000 to get it insulated.
Is that your house you're in currently?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
I got I spent, and then they said to make my house more efficient. It didn't do anything. They told me to expect a change in my bill 10-12%. Didn't see anything change. I was on city too, so it was just set to what it was. But
Yeah.
it was just a bummer that because I was told one thing, and the guy all he did was stick his head up there. Like he didn't go up there to actually see where drafts were or anything like that.
It's a flip side of that, man. And I learned that kind of the hard way. I remember losing one job in particular, and I was thorough with my inspection. I had my meta glasses on. She can see my inspection, and I went up on the roof and I checked it out, and I went above and beyond that. I thought to get this job, to win the job, and she was honest. She said, "Hey, I got another contractor coming out, and he's gonna do an inspection, and pretty much do the same thing you're doing, and I'll make my decision from there." And I didn't hear from her for a while. Then I rolled past, and I seen a competitor yard sign in the yard. So, and I felt like I had a good enough relationship with this lady where I can call her and say, "Hey, I see you went with X, Y, and Z. You mind telling me why?" And she was like, "Yeah, Ronald, like absolutely, I love to tell you why, and this is why." And she told me, I did everything correctly. The only thing that I didn't do that guy did was he went up in the attic and he stuck his head up in the attic and he checked out to see if it was space decking or whatever was going on in that in that attic. And that was the one thing I didn't do, and that was the one thing he did do that got him that job. And it's just another example of
Didn't you get the daughter though? Is that house?
No, not that one. Not that one. No, it was around that same time.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. We was hustling hard around that time, but it was around the same time, and she was a really nice lady, and she like, "Hey, Ron, I definitely go with you on any other projects that I have in the future." But that was why I went with this other company
That was
for
good
my work
constructive
projects.
feedback.
Oh yeah, and I felt like I said I built up a good enough relationship that I thought that I could just reach out to her and ask her, what was it, and she was honest, and I appreciate that, and that kind of taught a lesson for me is like, hey, you're there, do everything you can while you're there, cross every single T you can and dot every single I you can, check every single box you can while you're there and doing those inspections, and it just make that customer, kind of feel like, hey, this guy know what he's doing, he know what he's talking about, and he's not leaving no stone unturned. So that's kind of my
That's
2
another
cents to
good
that.
point, man. And I mean, did you take it personal when you lost that job?
I did take it personal. I had a lot of effort into that job. I put a lot of time into that job, and I thought that I went above and beyond, and that just goes to show you, man, is you always gotta
Yep.
think about that next
What?
step.
I think it's important to let like we all lose jobs. We can't
Yeah.
you can't win them all, and
No.
it's important not to take it personal. But like what you did, asking that homeowner, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, is there a reason why I didn't get this job? And then taking that feedback and applying it towards your next job so that you can be better. Because I take everything so personal. I'm that way. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yep.
But if you can take a step back and say and put yourself in the homeowner's shoes and say like, I didn't go in that attic. I didn't do everything that I should have did on that job to get it because I was resting on my laurels.
Yep.
I wasn't sitting here thinking that I was really going to have any competition. So
Yep.
don't ever stop doing the little things like that. It's as simple as also letting them know about, oh, I see that you have these beautiful flowers back here. This is how we're going to protect those. They don't even have to ask. It's the little details that you can go through. Like
In that job, the Cedar Shake job, it was like I said, man. I definitely wouldn't want to put this customer out there, but he got money. Let's just say that he got money. So I mean, money, is not an option. But this is not his full time home. This is his cabin that he probably used maybe 5-6 days out the whole year. But they spared no expense for this property. I mean, they spent $148,000 on a roof, and they got a deck back there. I mean, the rails on the deck was like $8,000. So we had to protect that property at all costs. So we had to go through those extra measures to protect the deck, the landscape around that cabin, and it was tough. It was a lot of extra work. It was it was like, hey man, a lot of times and we get the quick money, right? Our crews are done in a day, So we love those retail jobs where our guys, we get half down in the morning and the other half at 4:00 in the afternoon, So our jobs are paid in a day, and when you don't have to take that extra step for protection, it's even better, right? But on a job like this, we had to take our time and make sure everything was protected. Let's just say we damaged that rail. I mean, that's $8,000 of profit right there, gone. Just by not taking that extra hour, 30 minutes it would have took to just protect it. So make sure you guys are doing that. It's big. It's key. You definitely don't want to be on the other side of that, man, for sure.
There's a whole rabbit hole that we can go down about leaving money on the table on jobs, like what Ron was saying. It's, doing all those little extra things, 30, 40 minutes here. Sure, 30, 40 minutes, but it's $3-4 grand in your pocket every single time. If you damage that railing, or $8,000, right? You damage a railing, that's $8,000 you lose out. So taking that 30 minutes, it's investing in the homeowner's property, the way they feel about you and the company, and it's also investing in your financial benefit, because in the end, you're not having to pay the repair guys to go out and do something because you took that extra 30 minutes.
Lord, no, we don't want to pay the repair guys.
Man,
Well,
it happens. Hey, Joe, if you're listening, man.
Joe not listening. Joe's out doing repairs.
He also doesn't know how to work a phone.
What
What
is
is
YouTube?
Yep.
I got it. No, but all jokes aside, man. But just going that extra mile, it might not pay off that day, but guess what? It's gonna pay off in the end. And when this customer that we're talking about, Cedar Shake, anybody in his family, any one of his kids, any one of his neighbors need a roof, they're gonna call Outlast Construction.
Yes,
So we pretty much we got that
developing habits too. Like that's the other thing. I mean, man, I don't want to go down too many rabbit holes, but like you do that enough times, it becomes natural.
Yeah.
You go the extra mile every single time, and before you know it, you don't know how to not go the extra mile.
And it's that's what makes us 5-star, right? That's what makes us #1 company in our area is because we do that. I mean, that's me and you, like you said, man. We wear our heart on our sleeve and we take it personal. And the reason why we take it personal because we do put our heart and our soul into it. So when we
it's just like Mama's cooking.
Yeah. Put that foot in it, Mama. But we do take it personal because we do we do it to the best of our ability and we actually care. I think sometimes I don't know if it's a such thing as caring too much, but I think it's times where we're vested too much in some things. So
you need to just take a step back sometimes and just like understand that at the end of the day, they're gonna do what's best for them as a customer, and you're gonna do what's best for you as a business. And it's okay if sometimes those don't line up, and you don't have to win every single job. You don't have to take every single job. But if you can lead with your best foot, you get on that roof, you inspect it, you get it bought, you do everything that you say you're gonna do. You can go to bed at night even if you lose the job, saying, "All right, I did a good job."
Yeah, I did what I can do. So, it's
I think what we need to do is we'd like to hear from you guys I want to have some ideas of what you guys want to hear about from what maybe it's but you want to have a day
question
in the
and
life.
answers. Yeah, question and answer segment.
What would you like a podcast on that we do? Day in the life of a roofer. Do you guys want top 5 do's and don'ts?
And I think like we were talking, I think we can be kind of transparent here on this platform. When we started this whole thing, it was just kind of out of fun, right? Like just something to kind of do and get our name out there. And now it's kind of, I think it's growing into something, bigger. And we were at first we're kind of catering more towards the homeowner. Now we're shifting towards that next up and coming guy in the game, whether it's a sales guy or a canvasser or whoever, somebody that just might be curious in what we do on a day-to-day basis. But
yes,
I think we're more geared towards that next guy that's coming up. But we would love to hear some feedback and love to hear some. What do you guys want to hear from us? Is just what we want to know.
All I know is that what we're doing is fun.
Yeah.
If it's 2 people listening or 100,000, we're gonna keep doing it because we feel like it's important for the people that do listen. Just like if you can change one person's life or one person can hear it and understand what you're trying to say and it helps them where they're at, like that makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Besides, I get to kick it with my homie.
Man, Thanksgiving next week. We good, man.
We should do a Friendsgiving.
I said that. We should have did it Saturday. We should have did it.
We
can do it after
Tuesday.
though. We can do it after.
Anyways.
Anyway, life is very difficult.
Absolutely, boss. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, catch you on the next one, man. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, man. The only way we get this material out here is you guys by watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. So, let's keep this thing going, man. Catch you on the next one.